Namaste Seekers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicolas Ulhich and today I will talk about the new moon in Pisces, Amavasya Tithi in Sanskrit, which is the very last new moon of the year, the Vedic calendar year or Hindu calendar year. And I will explain a bit about this new year, some predictions, and what can we do to take a lot of advantage of the energies on the new day, the new moon day, and the new year overall. If you are new to the channel, I want to remind you that this is sidereal Vedic astrology. Is very different from tropical Western astrology, the one that you usually find in Europe or America in general. So this is around 24 degrees of difference between the positions of the planets when you compare with the sidereal and the tropical one. So when you hear these predictions, make sure you have your Vedic natal chart with you and you look at that chart in particular. If you don't have your natal chart, your Vedic natal chart, I will give you here my email. You can write me for a private reading so you can have it and also learn a lot about yourself. This new moon is taking place in the last zodiac sign of Pisces, water sign, dual sign, and this sign is all about endings, spirituality, retreatment, to retire to a solitary place for meditation, introspection, to develop your intuition, to go within, to explore the subtle planes, to travel abroad, to learn new cultures, languages, etc. But this new moon is taking place in a very particular nakshatra at the 6 degree 38 minutes of Pisces, which is Uttara Bhadrapada. I will tell you in a moment about this nakshatra, which is the 26th nakshatra out of 27th. So it's the previous one before the last one. And this new moon, according to the Vedas, particularly from the Brahma Purana, we have a verse that says, Chaitra Mase Shagada Brahma Samagre Pratameni Shukla Pakshe Samagre Tu Sada Suryo Daye Sati. The first day of the new year of Chaitra Shukla Pratipada Tithi, that is the first day of the astronomical, astrological Vedic calendar. And this happens the very next day after the new moon in Pisces, which each year falls in a different day, and sometimes it's in March and other times it's in April. So perhaps last year you saw some posts about this and you saw that was in April, so you're like confused. But astronomically, every time the moon and the sun, from the perspective of the earth, are aligned with the stars of the sign of Pisces, that is the last day of the calendar year. Next day, Chaitra Shukla Pratipada Tithi, first day of the year. And we are in the 2080. This is the year according to the Vedic calendar. Why is this? Well, it's not that is the beginning of the world or something like that, but a king reintroduced this calendar 2080 years ago. So from that day on, people started to count in the calendar. This is the first year after the calendar was reinstated, second year, and so on and forth. Now we are 2080 years after this king in the ancient India reinstated the Vedic calendar. That is, of course, way older than that, but because changes in culture and through time, the Vedic calendar was not used, at least not officially, but officially now we are in the year 2080. In the Gregorian calendar, we are in the 2023, in case anyone is watching this in another moment, you keep this in mind. This is the 37th Samvatsara called Shovakrita. What it means, Samvatsara, is the Vedic New Year, and we have 60 of these Samvatsara completing one full chakra or wheel of years. And it says that Brahma created the universe the day where it was Jupiter and Saturn, or Guru and Jani, in the first degree of the sidereal sign of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, in the first position of that sign. That day was the first day of the first year of the universe, and because Jupiter takes 12 years to complete a cycle going around all the zodiac signs, taking 1 year per sign, and Saturn takes 2 years and a half, the minimum number of years for them to meet again in Aries is 60 years. Every 60 years, Jupiter and Saturn meet again in the first degree of Aries. This is called one full cycle or yuga, and that's why in some places of India it's called Ugadi, coming from Yuga and Adi, beginning of a new era. All of this said, we are in the 37th year of this 60-year cycle. The first 20 are assigned to Brahma, the Lord of the creation, God, then to Vishnu, the second 20 years, and the last 20 years to Shiva. Because we are in the 37th Samvatsara, Shovakrita, this is assigned to Vishnu. Lord Vishnu brings a lot of sattvic energies of purity, cleanliness, and that's why you may find that this year there is a lot of cleansing in the world. A lot of correction comes to the surface. People start to question things that are wrong, and it does make any sense to them have these laws or this cultural situation or this political situation. So we may see some changes during this year, but more from the side of cleansing and rebirth rather than opposition, war, and these type of things that are more likely in the Brahma or Shiva years. This Samvatsara then, that is taking place according to the day that the new moon is taking place, according to the day after the new moon is taking place, that is the first day of the year, the Lord of that day is the king of the year. And because the first day of the year, of the Vedic calendar year, is a Wednesday, the Lord of Wednesday is Mercury. So all the things connected to the meaning, the concept behind Mercury will be very remarkable. Communication, traveling, information, exchanging information, commerce, brothers, sisters, neighbors, people that we like to hang around. This will be very present. Overall, we may see some development in communication, but also we may see some misinformation. We may find some conspiracies proving right and some others proving wrong. Journalism may be in a difficult position because we will see that several mass social media will broke due to the propaganda that they are spreading, and others that perhaps right now are only on YouTube or some other platforms may arise in recognition, and they may bring some fresh news, more objective news, and not the ones paid by specific companies because they want people to think specific things. Saying this, also keep in mind to avoid news, avoid mainstream media, because someone is paying that, and the one paying that has one specific perspective, and they want for you to think that particular perspective, not the full picture, the complete picture. Also keep in mind that always there is two sides of any story that you may find. Personal, national, international, always there are two sides of the story. And you could be in one side or the other, but still there is another perspective to hear, to see, to consider. This new moon also is giving, so Mercury is the king, and then the day that the sun enters in the sign of Aries, in the first degree of Aries, that day we calculate the prime minister of the year, which is Venus, because it will be a Friday. But this is only for Puerto Rico and the United States of America. If you are in a different country, you don't know which day will take place the new year or the entering of the sun into Aries. Let me know in the comments if you want to know, and I write it down as an answer for you. It's not a problem for me, and it's very quick to check. The new moon is taking place in Uttara Bhadrapada, 26 nakshatra. This nakshatra is ruled by Ahir Budnya, the snake or dragon that dwells at the bottom of the sea, the dragon of the depths. This is a nakshatra of deep or intuitive wisdom, the higher side of the serpent or dragon. And there is a very interesting story about this new year of the Vedic calendar, that it says that a demon stole from Lord Brahma the Vedas and took the Vedas to the bottom of the ocean. And then Lord Brahma went to Lord Vishnu to ask Lord Vishnu for help. So Lord Vishnu incarnated as one of the avatars, as a fish, and went to the depth of the oceans and took back the Vedas and gave them to Lord Brahma. That day, Lord Brahma created the universe. That day was the first year, and Jupiter and Saturn were in the first degree of Aries. Very interesting and peculiar story that help us to understand a bit this mythology behind. Uttara Bhadrapada, it takes us to the core of things and attunes us with the universal life energy within them. It's a year of going deeper into our understanding, into our connection with the divine, with other people, but also remember, because it's a year of Vishnu, it's a year of cleansing. Whatever is not helping us to connect deeper with whatever aspect of our lives, bye-bye, gone. Whether people, family members, the work, the profession, where you work, people around you in your life, friends, whether an institution that you belong to, a club, even the city where you are, if it's not good for you, you definitely will find better opportunities anywhere else but there. We may find as well that many people will leave us, but come back in a better way to connect deeper with us. And because they are in that moment in their life that they are going through something that doesn't allow them to connect with us properly in a healthy way, so they go through that period that perhaps is a cleansing period as well, and they come back, and we can now connect much, much better. So to let go most of the time is to let come. If you let go, whatever is living because needs to leave you. If it's meant for you, won't leave you, or if it's leaving you, will come back later in a better way. So don't worry, thank to the universe, to God, to the divine, and let go and let God. That is very important this year. On a lower level, this Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra is a nakshatra or a lunar mansion of deception, illusion, over-expansiveness, because it's ruled the sign by Jupiter, and we may tend to consume a lot of calories, to procrastinate, to be lazy. Very bad this year to do that. Why? Because the ruler of the nakshatra, the lord of the nakshatra, it's Saturn, Shani. Saturn is all about patience, discipline, self-knowledge, and dedication, constancy. If you don't have these qualities, these characteristics during this year, you will face some challenging times ahead. Why? Because Saturn also helps us to handle the karma that we have to deal with under the influence of this nakshatra. This nakshatra also will put us under situations that only through Saturn they can be overcome. And because Saturn again is discipline, dedication, austerity, yoga, meditation, detachment, to flow, going inward, retreating yourself at least a little bit every week or every day during meditation. If you don't go through this process in this way, it definitely will be very, very difficult for you. You will feel very ashamed of the situation in which you are, because you will know for sure, for a fact, that there are many things out of your hands, but the ones on your hands, you will feel ashamed of not doing things or doing nothing about to change that, because you can change at least some part of what you are going through. The parts that you cannot change, patience is enough. But the parts that you definitely can change, try to do so. Try could be enhanced, strengthened by doing pranayama, because Mercury has a lot to do with pranayama. To be on nature, to go for a walk daily on nature, in a park, at the sea, at the beach, at the coast of a river, on the mountain, whatever you have close to your house. If you have nothing close by, just put some background music and videos of nature, someplace you like, while you're working, while you are doing something else, reading. That will help you a lot. Pisces has a lot to do with foreign countries, foreign lands, so this new moon may strengthen that a lot, though we need to know our own natal chart, because if we have certain planets in certain positions, this may change a lot for you severally, and that's why you definitely need to check out your natal chart, where is Pisces, where you have Uttara Bhadrapada, because that will change a lot. Also, Mercury is extremely debilitated in this nakshatra and is in this nakshatra and is the ruler of the year, the king, and that is not very good news. For some cases, for others is very good news, because the power of rational judgment represented by the intellect is often impaired and clouded by emotional and intuitive issues that arise through this period. For example, you are not doing what you are supposed to do. Saturn, right? Discipline. Well, you will feel overwhelmed by your own emotions, your own disappointments, and that will create a lot of chaos in your life, in your actions, in your thoughts, and that could lead you to disease, to illness. But if you do what you need to do, Saturn will provide you with the foundation to use Mercury in the intuitive side of the energy, bringing you a lot of revelations and a lot of insights that definitely will help you to prosper and to success all your dreams and goals during this year. But definitely you need to put down the work, right? And we have that this day Venus is in the very same degree, 11th of Aries, with Rahu. Rahu is the north node of the moon, the head of the demon, and Venus is love. Venus is abundance, prosperity, finances, resources, stability, security, to feel safe, to feel loved, luxuries, desire, lust. And also Venus in Sanskrit is Shukracharya, which is the guru of demons, and this is very strong right now. Two things could happen, two main scenarios. Definitely there are many more, but these two cover most of the rising signs. Rather, you use this time to explore the mystical aspect of life, and through that you reach some sort of information that helps you a lot to be successful and to become successful in a conscious sattvic dharmic way, or the opposite, you get lost in desires, attachments, vulgarities, and you go after luxury rather than spirituality. And because Rahu is enhancing that, is strengthening that definitely will lead you to some sort of problems wherever you have Aries in your natal chart. So keep that in mind before anything. Do meditation, do yoga, spend some time in nature. That will help you a lot. Eat healthier if you can't, of course. And if you are Aries rising sign, this is happening in the 12th house, the house of foreign lands, meditation, spirituality, service, samadhi, moksha. So for you, the emphasis of this year will definitely be in that area. Perhaps traveling abroad or studying something spiritual related, or moving closer to the sea or to an island or to a mass of water, or connecting with foreign people even more if you are already doing so, or someone from a past life may come to your year. For Taurus, rising sign is in the 11th house of gains, recognition, income, achievements, titles, rewards, influence, etc. So definitely a year of projects, of success, and of networking with people that may be into the spiritual realm or people that you know from past lives. If you are Gemini rising sign, it's taking place in the 10th house, the house of karma, profession, the house of vocation, career, public influence, public success, recognition, fame, and elevation too. So it's a year that you definitely may find some elevation if you do what we mentioned before, and some recognition as well in your profession. If you are unemployed, it's a very good moment to find a job. So put the work done and you will find definitely. Cancer, it's taking place in the 9th house, the house of Dharma, the house of spirituality, guru, father, teachers, higher education, good fortune, grace, your values, principles, your spirituality. It's a year of being blessed by the guru, by going deeper into Dharma, your purpose in life, and definitely completing some studies or starting some studies as well. For Leo rising sign is taking place in the 8th house, the house of transformation, healing, death, longevity, subtle influences. It's about collective resources, gaining money, doing some activity with another person, a partner, through marriage, by inheritance, receive money too. And it's a house of secrets. So some secrets may come to the surface, some gains through others and with others, or some depth that you may gain during this year as a person or financially as well. Virgo rising sign taking place in the 7th, the house of partnerships, marriage, your spouse, social projection, career success, happiness overall. A year focused on connecting with that meaningful other person or doing business with some people in general, and to achieve happiness and success through your professional career. For Libra rising sign is taking place in the 6th house, house of enemies, difficulties, struggles, competition, litigation, foreigners, injuries, but also routine, effort. So if you put down the effort, you do your sadhana, your spiritual practices, definitely this year will be very, very, very auspicious. But definitely you need to avoid the burnouts and excess in your daily routine. For a Scorpio rising sign, is taking place in the 5th house, house of Dharma, children, intellect, intelligence, education, judgment, values, creative intelligence, past life influences, investments, giving advice and receiving advice. So that area of your life will be very present, very activated. For Sagittarius rising sign, is taking place in the 4th house, house of peace, domestic happiness, mother emotions, heart, psychology, real estate, vehicles, your home, faith, devotion. So all of that very present for you, Sagittarius. Capricorn rising sign, taking place in the 3rd house, house of brothers, sisters, siblings overall, youth, friends, vitality, prana, information, traveling, skills, arts, hobbies, interest. So a year of a lot of information moving around, coming to you, you giving that to others, a lot of communication too, and take care of your levels of energy. Take care by doing pranayama. Aquarius rising sign in the 2nd house, house of abundance, prosperity, livelihood, speech, self-expression. That has to do with your security, safety, stability, your family as well. So a year of focusing on finances, finding more security, stability, and connecting with your family as well. And for Pisces rising sign, is taking place in the house that is the foundation overall of the whole chart. The body, vitality, success in life, career, identity, ego, soul, self. A year to focus on yourself, to improve the relationship with your body, your health, your finances, your success in life, to question yourself, is the path you are going through is the one for you, if you want that, or if you need some changes. This will be a brief prediction and more a direction for you to meditate and to analyze your personal natal chart. Definitely I will keep sharing some insights here and there through different videos, but so far thank you so much for accompanying me in these projects of the YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed yet, I ask you from my heart to subscribe, to accompany us in this journey going within with the Vedic sciences, and let me know in the comment sections below if you have some doubts, what planet is the king and the prime minister for you in your country. Have a very blessed and beautiful and abundant new year. This will be a very, very auspicious new year. So thank you so much for accompanying me here. Have a very blessed new year. Namaste, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya.